On this week's episode, moviegoers are spending big bucks at the theater once again. A Halloween movie filming in Dedham, and Kenobi Season 2. Is it in the works? For the Hub on Hollywood, I'm James.
I'm Jamie. Man, I want more Ewan. So let's talk about it.
All right, Jamie. Another great jam-packed episode for the Hub on Hollywood this week.
I love it when you say that. It's jam-packed. It's full of Jamies and Jameses.
We have the Jamiverse in full effect going on right now.
Activating.
We are activated, we are in full effect, and we are rolling, just like all those films that we'll be shooting here soon in Massachusetts. And so,
that's right.
Yeah, let's just get right into it because AMC, the CEO, he actually sat down with Fox Business talking about the revival of the movie-going experience. And we talked about in previous episodes how Top Gun has brought back the audience of 35 years up and older. And not only that, but also we have Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and we have a new movie coming out soon, Lightyear, the new Disney Pixar film starring Chris Evans. And so with movies like that coming back, not only are ticket sales going through the roof right now, but also concession sales. You know, those snacks, the popcorn, the candy, the soda, the things that we all love and you need and that are required for the movie-going experience. People are opening up their wallets once again. So apparently AMC, they report 4.9 million people went to their theaters last weekend, with the CEO, Adam Aron, saying that they saw a 15% increase in admission revenue compared to before the pandemic. But get this, they say their concession revenue per head is almost up 40% compared to pre-pandemic levels. So that's not even taking the pandemic into account. So I think not only did people miss the movie-going experience, they missed the popcorn. They missed the soda.
Absolutely. Definitely. Now, is that per head or is that per airhead?
that is per airhead and head. No one is differentiating. But you know, like I said,
snacks.
You have to have the snacks. I always make it a point to not only, to the movies that we go to, but even the screeners where you don't pay tickets to go inside. We go in to review it. I make it a point still to wait in line and buy something because, the ticket sales, a slight percentage goes to the movie theater itself, but they really make their real money at the concession stand when they're selling those, those snacks and everything. So I always make it a point to try to support the local theater, whether that's the AMC giants or the mom and pop theater that's still struggling. I make it a point to support them now as an adult. I did not always do so as a teenager. We found lots of creative ways to get around the up-priced concessions. But look, you gotta have it. And a lot of these theaters are they've got the open bar now too. Yeah, that's a plus.
And you just don't get that at home. You don't get that, the full experience. Some people make their own popcorn, but doesn't it taste better when someone's made it for you?
There's something in the salt, in the oil, or however they make popcorn. they have the magic. It's funny because, as you mentioned, as kids and while growing up, Casa de Rojas, we would always. My mom had a movie bag where she would have a larger than normal purse where we would not only put in our own candies and nice. Soda cans, but we'd also go to McDonald's or somewhere and just load up on on hamburgers. And so as soon as the previews start rolling and the lights start dimming, that's when everything starts getting passed down the aisle, and then you just start hearing the wrappers unwrap. You hear the cans snapping, popping open, and so as a kid, that was our go-to move. But we live in different times, and even though we could still do that, and movie theaters, they can't legally search your bags, and not that they would because they want you to come in, but you can still do it. But nowadays, if I can, when I can, I try to throw some support out there.
We're more mature now. We're getting back to the little theater. Well, and remember, James, how during the pandemic, how worried we are and how we were constantly talking about, are the theaters going to survive? Are they going to come back? And all of that. So it's really great to hear that things are going well. Well, at least for AMC. But certainly that's probably the pattern for the rest of the movie houses out there, because there is nothing like the movie theater experience. having the big silver screen, you know, the surround sound, being in the theater with 100 of your closest friends and experiencing something cinematic and amazing for the very first time, you know. So you cannot replace that. It's good to go. One question for you, though.
Yeah.
What is the James Rojas go-to snack? What is the must-have when you're at the theater?
Okay, so when I go to the movie theater, I treat myself. It's an experience, it's an event, so I go a little overboard sometimes. But my go-to, and I'll mention my new go-to also, but my go-to usually is a small or medium popcorn, a small or medium Diet Coke or root beer, and Reese's Pieces. Reese's Pieces are amazing. Right. Ever since E.T. and, you know, the product placement of Reese's Pieces in that movie, I've been hooked.
Was implanted in your brain, yeah.
It's implanted. They started me young. My new favorite that I love, and a shout out to AMC for doing this. They have new Impossible Nuggets. So like the vegan friendly Impossible Nuggets. My wife is vegan, and so it's a great alternative to getting, you know, anything else like a hot dog or whatever. And so kudos to AMC for including the Impossible Nuggets, because not only are they convenient, they are really, really good. What about yourself?
I could try those. Okay, so you know the Crunch bars. They have these little crunch poppers. They're like little crunch bits. Like I've got to have those. You got to have those.
Are those like Nerds or?
No, but they're like little chocolate crunch bar mini like bits of.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are my go-to. I got to have those. You know, throughout the whole movie. Also curly fries if there's there. You know, I got to have the curly fries, not just regular fries. No, we got to go like. We gotta go curly. Fun. You gotta go fun. Yeah, we gotta go curly. So I gotta have the curly fries. I'll have the crunchers and gosh, I remember. I wish I knew what they were actually called. Product placement. You know, and maybe a Coke Icy. You know, maybe a Coke Icy if they have it. You gotta just like you said, you gotta treat yourself.
You have to.
That's part of the full experience.
I think it's all a part of it. I do like they are now serving, especially at AMC, they have the MacGuffin bar. And so, you know, if it's the afternoon, you have nothing else to do, you have some time to kill or whatever, you can show up a little bit early, enjoy a beer or a glass of wine, and then get another for the in-theater experience. So you're feeling great.
You're such a good boy going for the beer and wine. I go like straight for the hard liquor. I'm like, give me a Long Island iced tea for this.
You have to stay awake. You have to stay awake to appreciate the movie at least. That's great.
I suppose it's a good strategy.
But one thing that you won't be seeing in the movie theater is this new film coming out on Netflix, coming out in September, starring our favorite Ana de Armas, who is of
my girl.
What's the movie with
Knives Out?
With Daniel Craig, Knives Out, as well as with Daniel Craig in the new No Time to Die, the latest James Bond movie. So shout out to Ana de Armas, she's awesome.
Shout out to Ana de Armas.
She is playing. And you are her body double. You
That's
are her.
right.
You are a version of Ana. You are a variant of Ana de Armas.
I am a variant of Ana de Armas. I was her body double in Knives Out. I got to spend 10 days in that incredible mansion, wearing her clothes and doing work with my hands and feet. So pretty much every shot of her hands, her feet, and some of her driving is all me. Like, you know, her looking at a cell phone.
Those hands we're
her
looking
feet.
at right now.
Like, it's right, you know, right here. That's my claim to fame here on the Hub on Hollywood. So we need her to come back. We really need her to come back to New England. Your body double is waiting. All of us are waiting. She is such a fantastic actress and an amazing talent. And so she's going to be in this new movie now, right, James?
Right. And speaking about massive talent, and, you know, it's biopics are always hard because, you know, not always the actor looks like the person. They may portray them, speak like them, but they may not always look like them. However, the teaser trailer for Marilyn Monroe's biopic called Blonde just dropped. That's coming out on Netflix, and she looks very, very close to Marilyn Monroe. So this is I'm looking forward to this one. Blonde is based on the best-selling novel by Joyce Carol Oates, directed by Andrew Dominic. Blonde boldly reimagines the complicated life of icon Marilyn Monroe, blurring the lines of fact and fiction. The film artfully explores the tension between her public and private life, and again, she nails down the look of it, and I'm really looking forward to this. Anything that she's in, I think is going to be a smash hit.
And so the teaser trailer was really compelling also, because you see her crying, and then you see her becoming Marilyn, like slipping into that persona and doing the, and doing the really
the blonde ditzy
iconic, her iconic like smiles and looks and things like that, and it shows that there's so much more complexity under the surface. So it looks like she's done a fantastic job already from just these few seconds that we saw. So looking forward to that, definitely. Where is that coming out on?
That's coming out on Netflix on September 23rd. So, nice. Get your own beer, get your own popcorn, get your own crunchy candy, and exactly. Plop yourself on the couch, because I think that's going to be a good one, and I'm going to watch that as soon as it comes out. But speaking about things that we are already watching while on the couch, Disney Plus's Miss Marvel getting rave reviews from all around. And what are your initial thoughts on it so far?
Yeah, so I was finally able to catch up on it. No spoilers here. No spoilers. So Kamala Khan, her character, and just the whole story in general, it's sweet, it's fresh, it's relatable, it's down to earth, it's funny. The characters have great texture, and there's a lot of fun going on here. The family dynamics are there. So, Kamala Khan is our first... Muslim
American
superhero, and I'm loving everything to do with the culture, the family, the friends. I love it because it also naturally brings in all of these bright colors, and it's gorgeous to look at so far. And I feel like, tell me if you think I'm crazy, we've had a lot of relatable characters in the Marvel universe. I feel like she is the most human, like the most realistic. And I'm not just saying that because I also obsess over superheroes and write fan fiction and build cosplays. And, oh boy, I think I am Kamala Khan. But I don't know, do you feel that way from what you've seen? You've seen episode 1.
Yeah, I've seen episode 1, and I do think that the character, not only Kamala Khan in the comics, is a big Marvel MCU or Marvel fan, like a superhero fan in the comics, but the actress as well, Iman Vellani, she herself is a real-life MCU Marvel fan, and so I think she brings that passion that you see in real life. You bring that same passion that this character also has as well, again, being a big fan of Captain Marvel. And so I think that is relatable on multiple levels, not only from an actor's perspective, from a character's perspective as well. And to add on to just the way and the feel of this series, I love the directing, and I love the camera angles, the cinematography. There's a lot of flipping. You'll notice a lot of flipping shots where the camera is literally twirling over the character. And that's something that, I don't think we've really seen much in other series or movies with Marvel.
It's very much like a comic book. I think they've brought that comic book feel very successfully to the screen. So yeah, I did notice that as well. And there are like parts where it's drawing, or the images come together in a very comic book kind of way. So, but I like how she feels more real to me. Is my main takeaway from what I've seen so far. I love what I'm seeing, and I am thoroughly entertained by it, and I can't wait to watch more.
Yeah, I'm going to get down to episode 2 coming up. But yeah, so far, as I said, it's already getting a lot of really good reviews, not only from the acting perspective, the story perspective, but the filmmaking perspective as well. So kudos all around to the Miss Marvel team, because they are doing a lot of really cool work, and obviously showing more representation of not only different characters, but different actors and different people and different backgrounds. So kudos to Disney Plus. And another kudos to Disney Plus. We found out recently that they are now shooting another movie, a Halloween-themed film in Dedham here in Massachusetts, coming up in August. And so, according to local reports, the select board for Dedham, they unanimously approved this project, and that it's going to be filming predominantly in 2 neighborhoods in Dedham, about young kids who live for Halloween, and they must act when some sort of magical mayhem, some monstrosity is released upon the town, and then they need to work together and put this, capture the magic, put it back in this so-called so-called bottle of sorts. But just another proof and evidence that Massachusetts is booming with new projects almost on a weekly, monthly basis. Yeah. So this is really cool.
Let's jump in on that then into our casting calls, James. So if you want to be in this brand new Disney Plus movie that is filming here in Massachusetts, here's the casting notice for it right now. So LDI Casting is looking for background actors that are interested and available. So you get to hang out on set. You get to see what they're doing. It's really awesome. They are looking for adults and children. So they're looking for adults 18 plus, all denominations, all colors of the spectrum. And they're looking for children between the ages of 9 and 15. You have to be 9 years old by August, I think, in order to be considered. So they want you to go to their LDI casting website. If you go to the ldipro.com, you'll be able to see their virtual open casting call. Fill in your information there, and you'll get a chance to get that call and to be a background actor for this brand new Disney Plus movie.
Awesome. Good stuff. Great stuff. We also have Slay Casting. Now this is for a commercial project, and they're looking for actors who can ride a skateboard or an electric scooter to audition. And so what they are not looking for, however, is someone who can do tricks, though that would be, pretty cool. They are looking for guys between 30 and 50 years old who can confidently cruise on a skateboard or on a scooter. So somebody, think about somebody who go to work on a longboard of sorts. This shoots on the 30th of this month in June in the Boston area, and it pays $1,000. You must have experience and be competent at riding either a skateboard or a scooter. Riding one or the other will be part of the self-tape audition. So be sure to shoot yourself kind of rolling. Again, they're not looking for somebody who can do tricks, grinding rails, or doing flips. To somebody who can confidently ride around on a scooter or skateboard. If you are interested, email your name, phone, address, where you live, headshot, resume, brief description of your experience of writing. Send all that to slateselftape2, the number 2, slateselftape2 at gmail.com.
Nice. Okay. And CP Casting is looking for trained opera singers. Oh! So of course I'm putting in for it.
You're perfect.
No, it's awful. It's off. Okay, so they're looking for men and women, trained opera singers for well-paid work in a major feature film, they say, that's shooting, that will be working a few days this summer. They want you to email your name, phone number, where you live, recent pictures, and describe your opera training experience. Also, if you could send a minute-long clip of you singing the opera of your choice, they would love to see that. You're going to send all that to cpcastingsubmit2022 at gmail.com for that opportunity.
Okay, and Slate Casting also searching for, we're looking for men and women between 18 and 30 years old for extra roles for a furniture store commercial. This is filming in Canton, Massachusetts. Pays $250 for up to 10 hours. If you are interested and fully available, send your information, again, name, address, where you live, headshot. Send all that to slateselftape2 at gmail.com. You should put in furniture extra in the subject line, and you must be available all day on the 22nd to be considered.
Okay. And finally, for me at least, Kendall Cooper Casting is opening submissions for background actors for a very exciting project. It's a Sony Pictures feature film currently titled Claire, codenamed Claire. Now, James, we know that Sony Pictures is expanding the Spider-Verse, that they are filming a Madam Web movie here in Massachusetts this summer. I'm not 100% confirmed that this is it, but it might be. So, codename Claire.
I think we just confirmed it. Madam Web. I'm kidding.
Sony Pictures. I'm kidding. Yeah. So, it's a great opportunity here. Kendall Cooper just wrapped up filming Finest Kind. So, this seems to be the next project that they are working on. So if you would like to get in on this project that may or may not be a really, really big deal, you're going to want to go to kendallcoopercasting.com/Boston to fill out the submission form on their website, and best of luck.
Yeah, and if you're busy and if any of these roles interest you, but you can't make it, but you know somebody who can, a friend or family, send them a link to this episode. Send them to our social media. We're on everything, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, @Hub on Hollywood. Send them a link to this. Maybe if you can't make it, maybe a loved one, a friend, could also end up on the big screen or even in commercials. As we're talking about this, thank you so much for watching us here on YouTube. If you are watching us, please, subscribe, please like. Anything and everything helps, to help, get the word out there of all these projects and commercials, movies, big films that are filming locally. And if you're not watching us, if you're on the go, if you have to go work out in the gym, if you need to pay attention, if you're washing the dishes, you can put us on in the background by listening to us on any of the major podcasting streaming services like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. It's a free download, iHeartRadio app. So many great things on that app right there. So download that for free and take us on the road with you. Just search Hub on Hollywood. So a lot of great stuff. A lot of great stuff on this week's episode.
Absolutely. So those are like really big, exciting projects, and we are the Hub on Hollywood for a reason, because more and more Hollywood projects and A-listers and all of that are coming here, filming here. What's up?
Oh, speaking about, A-listers in Hollywood coming here and being here, Lightyear, the new Disney Pixar film based on Buzz Lightyear the toy, starring Chris Evans. Guess who made a surprise appearance at the AMC Boston early, community screening? A Mr. Chris Evans.
Yay, Captain America!
So he's a Massachusetts boy, he's a Boston boy, and I guess those in the theater were expecting like a video message on the screen of Chris Evans saying, "Thank you for coming, hopefully you like the movie," but turns out he came out and greeted the audience himself, and so what an amazing surprise by all those folks in the audience, hoping to see Lightyear. They did see Lightyear, so they got that, but hoping to get a message, but they got the real thing in person. So shout out to Chris Evans. Thank you so much for not forgetting your roots and coming down and showing showing your hometown some love.
No,
so that's great.
He's really humble and down to earth and a really kind guy. So we love Chris Evans. Woo! And speaking of more Disney stuff, James, because Disney owns everything now, and
it's like the Disney show. This is the Disney hour.
Not even resisting it at this point. Like we're so entertained. It's like, more, please. Kenobi. Yeah. I just want to take a little bit of time to gush about. So, what episode are we on now? Was it 5?
We're on episode 5. Yeah, the last episode was 5. The series finale, 6, coming out next week or this upcoming week. But quite the episode.
I just really want to commend Deborah Chow on a fantastic job. Now, I'm going to make a statement and, tell me if it's too controversial or not. Or not at all. I feel like this Kenobi series is more Star Wars and better than the entire sequel trilogy combined. Like,
I agree.
It is so, and it's because less is more. I feel like what gets in the way of Star Wars a lot of the times is it's bloat. It's unnecessary stuff. It's look at what I can do with CGI and light. What is it? Light
complicated
speed
story,
skipping and complicated stories and battles that are unnecessary. I think she has just grabbed the essence so well. Like, you feel the terror of Darth Vader, and yet you feel the humanity. And just this last episode in particular, as they weave in these flashbacks of Master and Padawan battling each other, both physically and mentally, and how it applies to the situation of Darth Vader chasing them, trapping the folks in that silo or base, whatever, and Obi-Wan and Darth Vader just kind of mentally trying to outdo each other in this battle.
Yeah.
and Anakin hasn't learned any lessons. He's still Anakin in there. You know, he's still the Padawan, he's still the learner.
Anger blinds him. Yeah.
Right, because that need to win, that desire to be the best and to win blinds him of everything else. It's masterful storytelling, wonderfully done, and subtle and slow, and less is more. I'm gonna
let's go into a little spoilers for this one.
Yeah, just tell me your thoughts, and then we'll get into go for it.
Yeah, so the same thing. I've heard criticism of people online saying this is there's so much nitpicking, especially for Kenobi. I think people raise their expectations to an astronomical level, that anything that happens that isn't exactly what is canon in their head or is what they want to see, it's a complete failure. Oh, Kenobi isn't as exciting as it should be, or isn't as deep as it should be, or isn't as fun as it should be. I think all the naysayers, I don't think they have much to stand on, because I think, as you mentioned, this isn't I don't want to call it a slow burn, but they are unraveling a story. And this is what you get with movies, that you have to wait and be patient for things to develop and to be rewarded with things that are sprinkled from the beginning, and then that later get revealed or explained near the end. But I think episode 5 at this point is the culmination of everything we've seen in the previous episodes, building this story, building this arc, and showing Kenobi going from a broken man to somebody with confidence, to now on a mission to fulfill his promise to keep not only Luke safe, but Leia safe. And so we'll get into spoilers for episode 5, but some of the biggest takeaways from this was we finally see the raw strength and power of a very angry Darth Vader. We've seen it in Rogue One with that hallway scene where he's decimating rebel soldiers, but in this one of the most impressive demonstrations of the Force shows Darth Vader pulling down a ship that's about to escape from this hangar, and then literally tearing it apart, tearing it to pieces because of his anger and that's fueling him. But at the same time, he's blinded by that anger, allowing this other decoy ship to get destroyed while the real ship takes off. And so I thought that was an impressive display of power, sheer power, that we haven't seen yet, done by Darth Vader. So that was impressive. Right. You also talked about the flashback between Obi-Wan and Anakin as they're dueling, and it shows Anakin's arrogance, highlights Anakin's arrogance and his sheer will and desire to want to win and defeat his enemies. But again, that blinds him, and that leads to his loss multiple times, not only in the dueling, the sparring between him and his master, but also on Mustafar when it came down to it and Kenobi defeated him. And what we saw in this one, Kenobi, again, the battle of the minds, defeating Darth Vader by blinding him with anger, and also not exactly turning Reva, because I feel like she was going to turn anyway, but pretty much activating that switch. So that was really powerful.
Listen, the whole Reva thing, third sister, this is what I was talking about how less is more. Like, just that conversation when they're negotiating through the blast doors, okay? And he gets out of her that she was a youngling, which we knew it was coming, but the way that they revealed it was so satisfying. And just her few words, why didn't you stop him? Why couldn't you save us? Why did you let this happen? And the impact that those few words have on Obi-Wan and us, the watcher, the viewer, who knows, the whole story. My God, that was so intense. That was so powerful. And she's like, you don't know what I've been able to do alone. So I just feel like the payoff was really there. And at the end, when she tries to kill Anakin, that's been her goal all along.
Yeah.
And, he just toys with her. And she's back to being that terrified little youngling, and he calls her youngling because he doesn't even care that he slaughtered these children. And now you know how much angrier she is at Obi-Wan because he convinced her to take this opportunity to try to kill Anakin. Now she hates him even more. So, I mean, it's just wonderfully done. I just think, and less is more. You didn't need the big, wham bam boom boom kind of stuff. The storytelling and the characterizations are wonderful. They're phenomenal. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so much.
I think Riva, like, again, like I said, there are people that have been nitpicking some certain things, but even in the first episode, not only were some people nitpicking about her character, but to be honest, there were racist comments, racist people that should not belong or be in the Star Wars fandom or fan base. So, already in the first episode, people were complaining, oh, her character is shallow, her character is annoying, the character is unneeded, it's woke and all this other stuff. All those arguments should be thrown out the window, and many have already been thrown out the window. But this episode proved and showed how deep this character is, because not only was she a youngling, not only did she feel abandoned, but she also created this plan to work her way up and become eventually the Grand Inquisitor in order to seek and exact her revenge against Darth Vader for what he did. And so this is one of the deepest characters that we've gotten most recently in the Star Wars franchise. And so, again, like a movie, people complaining, oh, how does she know that he's Anakin? Or how does she know Darth Vader was Anakin? She shouldn't do this. She shouldn't know that, whatever. Let it play out. Let the series play out. People can have their critiques, can have their criticisms, and people can have their opinions. But if you're judging everything, a character from the very beginning in the get-go because of ulterior motives, that's not fair. And so let it play out like a movie. And then what happened? We were rewarded in episode 5.
That's called prejudice. That's like the definition of prejudice. You come in with an idea and like, come on, people, let's let the story play out. And it's played out so well. I had this exact conversation with a fellow Star Wars superfan, Matt Small, who is a ridiculously good-looking friend of mine, also single ladies, at Newsmat. And we talked about just this, how, there's a little bit of friction, unnecessary, friction in the Star Wars fandom, and that we should be giving these characters a chance, and that how so well this was done, how so well, especially this last episode was in the Kenobi series in general, and how excited both he and I are to see more of this. And I've said it from the beginning, James. I've said it from the very beginning when we started watching Kenobi. I feel like this is the balm. This is the healing, series to bring, because Obi-Wan is just as broken and fractured, I think, as the fandom is, and that we are going to heal throughout his journey, okay? And watching this story play out. I'm very, very satisfied. I didn't think that we would get another Star Wars story that was as satisfying and part of the main, storyline. I'm connected to all of the main characters like Luke and Leia. Oh yeah, he had Matt Small, actually, I think he said that he got retweeted by Mark Hamill because of all of the positive things that he had to say about little Leia. He had written a really nice note about what a wonderful little actress she is. Do you have anything to say about little Leia?
Nothing more than that she's great. The only, again, I nitpicked the first episode, but not her fault at all. And now it was that chase scene where she gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
But again, not her fault at all. That's just directing and choreography and whatnot. But I have nothing bad to say about little Leia. I think she does a fantastic job, again, showing
great casting.
The precursor, the great casting, but also a precursor of who Leia will become, a leader, someone who stands in defiance, someone who is not afraid to take charge and take action, which we saw in episode 5. So I think she's doing a great job. And I'm really looking forward to episode 6. This should be the ultimate culmination between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. And people have been wanting and maybe demanding, but saying, hey, is there going to be a Kenobi season 2? We know that this is supposed to be a limited series. But again, I think that it should remain a limited series, even though Ewan McGregor has said himself that if he were to return in a season 2, he'd be happy for that. Director Deborah Chow, she even said that, she acknowledges that Kenobi was created to be a limited series, self-contained from the beginning, middle, and end. But she says, there is that 10-year gap in between now and A New Hope, so anything's possible. But I think this should remain. Maybe this is a controversial statement, but I do believe this should be a season 1 only, a limited series, because they can't have Kenobi fighting Vader again for another season, because again, it seems like there needs to be a definitive end between their last interaction and A New Hope. If they do a season 2, then it must be him doing more on Tatooine, because again, I don't expect him to be traveling to more planets and doing side quest missions. His main mission is protecting Luke. And so as of right now, nothing official on a season 2, though Obi-Wan, he practically is Obi-Wan, but Ewan McGregor says he is up for doing it again. It would make him happy. But what are your thoughts on a potential season 2? Do you want to see one?
More Ewan.
What do you think? You want more, yeah.
Ewan. I want more Ewan. He's such a fantastic actor. I love watching him on the screen. I love his portrayal of this character and the evolution of this character. I would love to see more Ewan. Obviously done in a way that is not like, oh, now this is just a cash grab, and we're beyond like stories that make sense. Like, as long as it's well done and tastefully done and the story fits, I'd be happy to see more Obi-Wan, more Ewan McGregor. There's lots of other content that was between A New Hope and the prequels, where Darth Vader knows that he has a son. He found out that he had a son, and he's trying to find his son, and whether it's comics or books or there was so much content in the middle there that can be drawn upon and used. I think there are lots of stories that remain to be told, that can still be told, that would make sense. So I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm okay with it. So.
Yeah, I'm in the boat. I'm kind of with Taika Waititi, because Taika Waititi, he's actually going to be producing, or he's going to be directing and in charge of a new trilogy of Star Wars films.
Yeah.
And he said what he wants to do is get away from this timeline, like get away from all these main characters, maybe even do like a 100-year time jump forward and show what the state of the galaxy is now, because this galaxy is huge, it's vast. We have plenty of novels and fictionalized events of things that happened in the past before the Republic. And so I'm down for exploring this universe, this galaxy, but straying away from the main characters, where everybody's related to somebody and everyone somehow, like Rey and Palpatine. Yeah. We don't need it. So
it was never necessary for everyone to be related. It was never necessary.
No. And so I'm on boat Taika Waititi, where let's find new characters, find a new portion of this galaxy, explore that, and I'm fine with the limited series of Kenobi. Yeah.
How awesome would it be to be on a boat with Taika Waititi? Just
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
I think that would be pretty awesome.
I don't see any downsides to that.
Whatever boat he's on, I want to be on. So,
yeah, well, let us know if you're on our boat as well. Comment down below. What do you think about so far the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Episode 5? Your predictions for Episode 6, and potentially your thoughts on a Season 2. Let us know. Comment down below. What are you most excited for in the Star Wars universe? But also let us know about, are you returning to the movie theaters as a whole? What movie brought you back to the theater? Are you what's your favorite snack that you love to munch on while watching it? And also your thoughts on how Ana de Armas and her portrayal of Marilyn Monroe, your initial thoughts, as well as the casting calls. If you're not if you don't feel like you are the person for some of these descriptions, send us to your friends, your family, get the word out.
Yeah.
But, of course, we want to see you on the screen, so thank you so much for watching. This is a very jam-packed episode. I think we got a lot in here.
Yeah, we did. We got a lot in here, and a lot of Star Wars, too. I think that's that's our favorite topic. We could go on and on and on. But thank you. We'll see you guys next week.
All right. Bye.